Okay. Opposite of the ascendant is, of course, the descendant, and that's the point of partnership, of marriage, long-term partnership, and this is what I've only learned recently from astrologer Norma Jean Ream, that the part of fortune, which is the point where one best works off karma, is exactly at that point. So that's a time for partnership. And we also have Pluto in the seventh house. The seventh house is the house of partnership. And I told you Pluto is involved in this other beautiful, but not that strong, a second closed triangle. So it is very much, again, about our partnerships, about our, what happens really in our families. And this has a possibility to be enhanced very much on this full moon. So mind you to be very loving and caring with the person who has your back, because that's what you need most when you are in a struggle, in a political struggle, an environmental struggle, and so on. And so that is that. Then we have the Saturn is in the 8th house, and the 8th house is actually equivalent to Scorpio, and that's the place of occultism, of esoteric, of let's put it, magical knowledge. And this magical knowledge now, in this particular time, has to be learned. We need to know what actually it is that depletes us. How are we ruled? How is it possible that so many horrible things are happening around us, and there's nothing, it seems to be nothing that we can do to stop it. So this is the time for us to learn about that, for the sake of our planet, for the sake of all people, not only the chosen few. Now, I have been already talking about the opposition, and we have to look where this opposition is. It is in the 9th house, and here it is about ideals. The 9th house is about ideals, and the 3rd house is about what we know. The 3rd house is equivalent to Gemini. The 9th house is equivalent to its opposite, the Sagittarius, as the keeper of the sacred flame. So we need to learn about magical practices that are not ego-driven, but that are healing, and that are helping the whole humanity, not only humanity, no, the whole planet, let's put it this way. And so this is the signs of the time right now. And now that might not be as easy as said, because we have on the sun just this much friction also from here, so it's not going to be that easy, although necessary. There's a very weak positive influence from the sign rising, so the mother is always helping us, but sometimes we're on our own. I'm talking about the Divine Mother. And so sorry, I just had a fly on my screen or something. Not on this screen, but the phone screen. So we have this long-lasting sextile between Pluto and Neptune. This is since my generation and before. This has been, and Neptune is in charge for compassion, for all-embracing love, for unconditional love. But when aspected negatively, very negatively, is also in charge of delusions, of drug addiction, of la la land, and so on, escape escapism, yes. And so right now we have Neptune in Pisces, and that's where he belongs. Neptune is like the higher octave of Venus, just like Mars is just like Pluto is the higher octave of Mars, and Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So this is something that is happening constantly. But right now, Mercury will be in conjunction. You can see right next to here to the point of mission. And then here the 10th house is equivalent to Capricorn, and there it is about the public, it's about our professional life. And who do we have here? Chiron. So it's all about healing. And this is what I want to tell all my Hawaiian friends or frenemies, or the ones that I love and the ones that don't love me and whatnot, that whatever happens here in Hawaii, that's why I'm doing it. I strongly believe it has such a great power for all over the world. So this is the strongest sign for me, Chiron being at these particular times in the 10th house, that we really have a mission here. Everybody who's living in Hawaii has a mission for the whole world. Why do you think they want to have this TMT, the 30-meter telescope on top of the mountain? Because that's the highest place on the planet, and it's the most cosmic place, and it is the place where you can best broadcast. So something wants to be broadcasted with these telescopes, and they are not admitting it, but it is also very much for military reasons, and we don't want that. Because when it is possible to get the army, the U.S. Army, out of Hawaii, then Hawaii will be what it has been before the annexation, the lawless annexation. In 1893, it has been a neutral nation, just like Switzerland. And I have this vision of Hawaii being a place in the Pacific for gigantic peace conferences, for ecological conferences, nothing else, no mass tourism like it is now, but a place to learn about ecology, about peace. So that is that. Okay, there is another very weak karmic aspect between Lilith. Lilith is not a planet. Lilith is a certain astronomical point, and just like the part of fortune, and that. Lilith wants to be independent by all means. Just read about Lilith's mythology. And so this wish for absolute independence may be karmically difficult in partnerships. I think that's it, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I haven't stammered too much, and I hope you have understood me and don't think I'm a silly foreigner because I mispronounce words. And ahui ho, and I wish you would tell me what you think about what I'm doing.